Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Prep Huddle Live on StriveSports.com. We are live at the York City Auditorium for a very special edition from the Crossroads Conference Tournament. I'm Eric Allgood. Tony Chapman joins us. Taylor Siebert's running everything behind the scenes. And, you know, we don't go on the road very often because it's a lot of stuff going on. But, folks, this is kind of a special week. In case you haven't seen on Strive Sports with us this week, the Crossroads Conference Tournament means a lot to a lot of us here. And, Tony, it's a special place near and dear to your heart. Of course, a Hampton alum. So you got to be through a few games in this gym right behind me here.
Yeah, a few, and watched a few, and found a few heroes there when I was 9 and 10 and 11 and 12 years old. So, man, I mean, it's just such a cool place, and it's a sense of community inside that whole conference that really kind of comes through when CRC week hits. And we did conference volleyball was there, and obviously basketball was there, but I was even a band guy. We did honor band there. I mean, a lot of different things that conference did in that little auditorium there, and it has a special feel to it, that's for sure.
As we go through the rest of our show tonight, we've got obviously a big CRC theme, and we kind of had that last week, and then we decided, I think we could do this bigger. So we're very excited. There's a lot of different things that we've done on Strive Sports already this week, and we'll do at the end of the week. Tony, talk real quick about the article that you did. We called it History Lesson, and it was it kind of takes you back 30 years, and if I read that right, that today, 30 years ago, was your first experience, and talk about kind of where you were coming from with that post and that article, and it's gotten some great response. We've seen a lot of fun memories shared on Facebook and stories about knees being blown out. We didn't really like that one, but fun memories to come back and forth to.
Well, I think everybody who's played there, Eric, has maybe their own story to tell, and I could probably write a story every year for the next 10 and find somebody new that has a story to share about the Crossroads Conference tournament and what it meant to them and what it meant to their community. And the neat thing for me is it hasn't changed. Last year I talked to Andrew Adelson after High Plains won the championship, and he did the same things when he was a kid 8 years ago or 9 years ago that I did 30 years ago, that some other people probably did 50 years ago. And so that sort of tradition and history was really neat. And of course, for me, it was neat not only to talk to Ryan Rule, who was one of the first great players I saw play at the Crossroads Conference Tournament for Exeter, but also to catch up with Trevor Haig, who is in UTAN now, who was one of my teammates when we won a championship in 1994. It was really special to kind of to share those stories, and again, I could run down a list of people that I could call to do one for next year and the year after. I mean, it would just be never ending almost for me.
Well, we're looking forward to that, and as you can kind of see behind me and getting ready, Osceola and Giltner on the guys' side are getting ready for their nightcap, so we're going to kind of run into the beginning of that boys' game up there, going on down there on the floor. Get you kind of a rundown of the show here for us tonight. We're going to talk a little bit in just a minute with the High Plains seniors, a couple of them anyway, Josh Demers and Kyler Van Housen. Those guys won earlier tonight in the quarterfinals, so they're into semifinal action coming up tomorrow. Then earlier today, had a chance to get on the phone with Shelby-Rising City girls head coach Turner Trofholz about their win last night over Exeter-Milligan, kind of a surprise. And Tony, you can go a lot of different times in the CRC, and there's always a surprise or two throughout that tournament. And the SRC girls were one of those. They did that last night, so they're into the semifinals coming up later on this week. And then at the end of the show, I think it'll be very interesting. We're going to have Exeter-Milligan Superintendent Paul Sheffield. And you might be thinking, why are we going to talk to a superintendent? Well, Exeter-Milligan is kind of serving as the tournament directors, at least for tonight. So Paul is actually doing some hosting duties for the game that's going on right now. So he's like, as long as the game is going on, I could come up and talk. So in just a little bit, we're going to talk with Paul and maybe get kind of the head honcho side, if you will, of how to run this tournament and some of the things that go on with it. So as we get into that, Tony, I don't know if you'll be able to hear this, but when I talked to Josh and Kyler, we specifically brought up that maybe in 30 years someone will write an article about you guys. So we don't know if that'll be in the newspaper or if it'll all be online in 30 years. But somehow, some way, we're going to find out what Josh and Kyler are up to on down the road. So this is the interview right now that I had earlier with Josh Demers and Kyler Van Housen of High Plains Community. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Prep Huddle Live on StriveSports.com. I'm Eric Algan. We've got a couple of the High Plains seniors that just polished off a very nice win in the quarterfinal round of the CRC tournament here in York. We've got Josh Demers. We've got Kyler Van Housen. Josh, we'll start with you. You guys, a little bit of a slow start. That zone seemed to kind of get you in a little bit of not great rhythm. But, boy, Sam was kind of big for you there as well in that first quarter.
Yeah, we had to get the ball inside, and he was really doing well doing that.
When you guys are maybe a little bit off from the outside, what is Coach like? Because we talked to Coach last week, of course, on the show. So we got that aspect of it. But now we want to go to the player side. So what's Coach like when it's a little slow and you kind of feel like, man, maybe we should be a little better score-wise than where we are? What's some of the things that he says for motivation?
He tells us to get inside more, keep driving, and stop taking outside shots.
Yeah, because sometimes they don't fall, right?
Yeah.
So closer is better. Kyler's one of those guys that can try to get inside. You guys have a unique offensive makeup, it seems like. Sam is a guy that can get inside, but it seems like any of you guys, if you really kind of put your mind to it, can get the ball to the rim.
Yeah, we can. We got Josh and Schuler and Sam who can Josh and Schuler, they can hit outside. You know, Schuler sits inside. He's more of an inside threat. But those two, they can shoot inside and outside, and Thomas and I can shoot outside.
Talk about what's it mean to come to this type of a tournament. I mean, this is a really cool atmosphere, and you guys get to see the progression. I was here on Monday, and I saw not a lot of people in the stands. So I get here today for the 3 o'clock game. Well, there's a few more people in the stands, and by Friday, there's going to be a lot more people in these stands.
I love playing here. You know, it's very traditional. Last year was a blast, and I can't wait till our game Thursday.
Taylor and Tony and I have talked a lot about the history of the building and the CRC tournament. But Josh and Taylor and I were joking before the show today that it might actually be, we had said on, I think it was on a Periscope, that, yeah, you guys are defending state champions. And then, oh, by the way, Taylor reminded me, no, they're also defending CRC champions, which, if in the history of things, sometimes that's a little more prestigious than being a state champion, as if you could come out of this tournament.
Oh, yeah, a lot of the fans come around here. Everybody from around here is here, so it's nice to win in front of these guys.
And talk about what it might be like to have your article written 30 years from now, because Tony just did a really cool article that looked back 30 years. So to kind of put your legacy together this week and see what you guys can be by Friday night.
Oh, yeah, hopefully 30 years from now we're looking back in the papers and online and we see our article.
Yeah, I don't know if there'll be papers in 30 years. It might all be online. So, Kyler, what's it take to you guys are into the semifinals, so you know you're playing Friday anyway, but you guys have the way the bracket's set up, you guys are going to have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Was it kind of nice maybe to be able to get off your feet just a little bit in this game to kind of save some legs for Thursday and Friday?
Yeah, that was our plan. You know, going down to state in March, we had to play 3 games straight, so we just kind of have that mentality coming into there.
It should be a lot of fun. The rest of the way, I can't wait for Friday. We have the live stream of all of the games, whether it's third place or championship. So hopefully we see these two guys and the rest of the High Plains Storm Friday night in the championship for the CRC tournament. Kyler Van Housen and Josh Demers from High Plains. Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
The game going on right now, Osceola and Giltner. I think Giltner just scored to make it 3-2, so they're in that first quarter. But again, a big thank you to Josh Demers and Kyler Van Housen, who joined us earlier to get that recorded after they picked up their quarterfinal win. So they're into the semifinals. Fun story to share as we were getting set up here just a little bit after 7 o'clock. Taylor and I, we've got the lights on, and we're kind of getting everything kind of finalized and situated where it was going to be. And a couple of kids come walking up the stairs, and they say, the first thing I hear is, hey, do you have any interview questions for us tonight? Well, I will admit, I didn't recognize them right away until they started saying, well, maybe we need to do something with Coach Conway again. Yes, it was a couple of the seniors. It was Lane Gatula and Aaron Giano from Cross County that came up. So we got them signed up for the dish anyway, which you can find elsewhere on our website. And, of course, the dish gets signed up. StriveSports.com/subscribe, as you see it right there on your screen, is where you want to go for all of the latest articles, that we write, the Prep Huddle replays, the story links from across the state. We put that all together, and it comes straight to your inbox Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right now. So so we got the Cross County kids signed up for that, so they'll be on the dish, or getting the dish, I should say, a little bit later on. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll come back for more Prep Huddle Live on StriveSports.com, live from the York City Auditorium for the CRC basketball tournaments.
I love it. It's fun. It's a fun industry to be in. Meet lots of different people, do lots of different stuff. There's always something new happening, so.
So far, I've been enjoying it since I've been here. It's been great, learning new stuff every day. I recommend anyone come in and work here because so far the working environment's friendly, everyone's kind, and also the new guys that come here, they'll gain the confidence that they need just to come and work.
I like how everybody around here is, we all kind of become real good friends. It's like a second family here. It's not something you would come to just work for a month or two. It's something you'll want to stick with forever.
Home-cooked favorites and online ordering so you can skip the line. That's what you'll find at Dickey's Barbecue in York. Log on to dickeys.com, select the York address, sign in, or create a profile, and you'll be ordering delicious barbecue in just seconds. Choose from a variety of meats like brisket, pulled pork, chicken breast, or sausage. Add a home-style side like waffle iron fries, fried onion tanglers, barbecue beans, and even fried okra. You won't go away hungry. Try Dickey's Barbecue today and log on to dickeys.com. Kids eat free on Sundays.
Yeah, I get it. For the little things. Technology's great. It makes things easier. It's faster. We can get things done wherever we go. And we get all that from our bank. It works for us. But for the bigger things, the things that really count, I still want to talk to the people I know and trust. That's why I'm here.
Seedsmanship is what truly sets Channel Seed apart from other seed brands. It's our unmatched ability to provide you with the expert advice and customized service that helps you get the most yield out of your acres. It's the added value of year-round service combined with elite seed products that you only get from Channel Seed. At Channel, we know the importance of staying connected. As seed experts, we look to get the most out of your fields by putting ourselves in them throughout the season. That's seedsmanship at work. Back here for Prep Huddle Live on StriveSports.com. The game you see on the screen right now. Giltner in the black and Osceola in the white. Giltner leading 5-3, just a little past the midway point of the first quarter in that quarterfinal matchup. And there you go, another basket for Giltner. Should make it 7-3 there in the first quarter. So fun stuff. The live edition on the road for Prep Huddle Live on StriveSports.com at the York City Auditorium. Thanks for joining us here tonight. Earlier today, I had a chance to catch up with Shelby-Rising City and their girls head coach, Turner Trofholz. The Huskies last night pull off a really nice kind of an upset win over the Exeter-Milligan Timberwolves in quarterfinal or in second round action. So we needed to see, kind of what is the mentality and specifically what is it about tournament time that gets SRC ready to go. Remember, they were a bit of that Cinderella underdog getting into the state volleyball tournament. Got to the state volleyball tournament, turned a few heads. Get to the SRC, turn a few heads in the first couple games. So kind of what is the mindset for the Huskies coming into a tournament setting like this? Joining us now on Prep Huddle Live here from the York City Auditorium, but on the phone from earlier today, actually, Turner Trofholz of the Shelby-Rising City girls program. And Coach, it's been it's always fun to get to the midseason point and get to this tournament. So I guess we want to start with your season so far. Bringing you to the CRC, got 10-6 record coming in. Kind of a rough start for you guys. So talk about the early part of the season. 3 losses in those first 5 games. Some quality competition in there, though.
Yeah, our schedule was tough early. Me coming in as my first year as a head coach here on the girls' side, there was a lot of getting to know me, getting to know the players, and players getting to know me, and they needed to trust me a little bit, and I needed to trust them. So we worked through a lot of things, and it was just kind of building confidence right from the start. Teams kind of made them shoot from the outside, and they locked a lot of confidence from the outside, and we just kind of had to build up that confidence throughout the season. And knock on wood, I think our outside plays are getting a little more confidence, which opens up our inside game even more. So fouls always go hand in hand together. So it's just been a process throughout the entire year, just building confidence inside out.
And now you've got 5 straight wins, Clarkson, Lee, David City, on the road to Dorchester. And then in the CRC so far, a win over Giltner in that first round, 31-18. I saw part of that game, and it seemed like neither team wanted to have the ball for too very long. It seemed like a case of hot potato on both sides, but you guys were able to kind of put some things together early on in that game and were able to hold on. And then obviously the win over Exeter-Milligan yesterday, 47-37. Talk about that game. I know your inside presence had to step up, and it did last night.
Yeah, outside of the offense, we honestly, we really know that there's going to be nights that we're going to struggle to score some, so we really hang our hat on the defensive end, and we pride ourselves on trying to hold teams under a certain amount of points. Each time we get in the game, we always got a goal. We feel like that gives us the best chance to win. But, last night we got in a little foul trouble with our big girls getting a couple fouls early, and Sydney Adams came in and played phenomenal for us. She ended up leading us with 16 points, and she got the ball on the left side block and used that left hand. She seemed to be in sync with everything and pretty much unstoppable last night. And that was a nice spark for us. Emmy Noyd shot 6 for 6 from the field every time she shot the ball, it went in. And then she made 2 huge free throws down the stretch. I mean, she's shooting between, I think it's right around 30% from the free throw line, but she only got up in the fourth quarter and knocked 2 really huge free throws down. Macy Stewart just did her thing. She scored early and she contributed late and in other ways. She ended up with 8 for us, but she does so much for us on the floor, opening up other people when she's not scoring. So, just from the top of the bottom, you look at Delaney Belt, she never had a field goal, but she made 5 free throws and 4 of them were in the fourth quarter. Courtney Smith just plays phenomenal defense on the top of our zone. Just kind of wreaks some havoc and really scrambles well. And Marielle Cole does the same thing. And this, the people that come off the bench for us, Emily New York hit a big shot for us last night from the perimeter. Eric Corney did the same thing for us. So it was an all-around team effort last night. Everybody that participated in that game, or whether they got in or not, everybody had a part in it.
Talk about the mindset for these girls, because they got themselves into the state volleyball tournament as a bit of an underdog, and then when they got to Lincoln, decided this is fun. We should win a few games and put themselves in some interesting positions there. And then you get into the CRC tournament, which has always got so many good teams in it, and you pick up a couple wins and are looking at a semifinal game that will be coming up on Thursday. Of course, it seems like this team somehow kind of finds their way when tournament time comes around.
And it wasn't just volleyball this fall. Our girls golf team also qualified for state. So I think there was only 1 or 2 kids on our entire team that didn't play in some kind of state tournament this fall, and that's a huge confidence booster right there going into the winter season. They're going in with a positive attitude, and they know hard work has paid off for them in the past. They getting into tournament time, we talk about how every single team you play in tournaments, it's going to be different. Nothing's going to be handed to you. You got to go out and you got to earn it. We've been always talking about earning it every single possession, whether you got to throw just a simple pass, you got to earn a nice pass to your teammate and go and meet the pass, to all the way to earning a layup or earning a defensive stop. Just little things building up to big things. It's kind of what we've been preaching.
Coach, by the time this airs, you're going to know whether you're playing Hampton or Dorchester tonight. But how do you get the girls ready in a week of tournament action like this? How do you get the girls ready for kind of each day, maybe not necessarily knowing when you go into practice who the opponent's going to be the next night?
Yeah, this week's tough. We guaranteed ourselves 2 more games regardless. We'll play 4 games in 5 days. So regardless who we play, we played Hampton at home and ended up being an 8-point ball game. It was a back and forth game all the way. We got Dorchester by 2 over there, so it's going to be a phenomenal game whoever we play. But today's just we got to save some legs and just kind of watch some film and go over some things with Hampton, go over some things with Dorchester, and just kind of prepare for both right now, and because they won't have a victory, or one team won't win until we're pretty much halfway through practice, and we won't know. So we'll kind of prepare for both, and the main thing is just saving as much legs as we can and try to go in tomorrow night fresh.
That sounds great, Coach. Turner Trofholz of Shelby-Rising City. It's been a lot of fun to watch the Huskies so far, and looking forward to more throughout the CRC tournament. Thanks a lot.
All right, thanks for having me.
And again, a big thanks to Coach for allowing us to take a little bit of his time today. When I'd emailed him this morning to see if he would be available for the show, we were kind of hoping that maybe by an off chance he might be here in the gym tonight. We could do this live. And he said, you know what, I'm going to be so busy. We got practice, and we're not even going to be able to scout Hampton or Dorchester, whoever was going to win. And so that's what he said. It was like, I got 15 minutes right now. So I said, Coach, I'll take it. And again, a big thank you. So SRC with their win last night over Exeter-Milligan into the semifinals. And Tony, as we look at the rest of the semifinals that are now set with the games today, Hampton over Dorchester 62-47. So it's Hampton and SRC in the bottom half of the bracket. Top half of the bracket is BDS, who was a first-round winner. They will play Osceola, who beat Meridian today 51-36. It sets up, as always, a very interesting dynamics between the four teams in the semifinals at the CRC.
Yeah, it should be an interesting night tomorrow night for those games. Of course, BDS is the 1 seed at 12-5. They kind of struggled recently. They lost 2 games in the Mudecas tournament. They have not played Osceola yet this year. That'll be a game that they'll play, I believe, next week after the tournament. So it'll be interesting to see how those teams match up. I'm looking at BDS's season stats right now. They have no girls that average double figures. They actually have sophomore Carly Elsnick, their leading scorer, at about 9 points and 6 rebounds per game. So a balanced attack for BDS, playing Osceola, who is the 5 seed. So Osceola's won 2 games already. And, coaches will always tell you in the CRC tournament or almost for any tournament at this point, winning today or winning in the quarterfinals is a big deal because it gets you 2 more games. It's always nice to have that extra game. And then, I think this Hampton-Shelby-Rising City matchup could be really good. As you kind of talked to Coach Trofholz, the Huskies are kind of tournament-tested. They're battle-tested. They're gamers. They've won 5 in a row. They're 12-6 with that 47-37 win over Exeter-Milligan. And nobody's hotter than Hampton right now. The Hawks 13 straight wins after a 2-2 start. They're 15-2. This was a 50-42 game for Hampton shortly after the Christmas break. That Hampton really was a close game basically until about the last 4 minutes when Hampton pulled away. So it should be a really good semifinal, I think. Don't want to be an even seed on the girls' side. The 1, the 3, the 5, and the 7 into the semifinals, Eric.
That's right, because it's even to be odd or something. There's some saying like that. I don't know what it is. But again, we will have a lot more coverage on Friday of everything that ends with the CRC tournament. With that, we're going to go to a commercial break, and when we come back, Exeter-Milligan Superintendent Paul Sheffield, who has been very patiently waiting his turn, will join us on Prep Huddle Live on StriveSports.com.
Home-cooked favorites and online ordering so you can skip the line. That's what you'll find at Dickey's Barbecue in York. Log on to Dickeys.com, select the York address, sign in, or create a profile, and you'll be ordering delicious barbecue in just seconds. Choose from a variety of meats like brisket, pulled pork, chicken breast, or sausage. Add a home-style side like waffle iron fries, fried onion tanglers, barbecue beans, and even fried okra. You won't go away hungry. Try Dickey's Barbecue today and log on to Dickeys.com. Kids eat free on Sundays.
Yeah, I get it. For the little things. Technology's great. It makes things easier. It's faster. We can get things done wherever we go. And we get all that from our bank. It works for us. But for the bigger things, the things that really count, I still want to talk to the people I know and trust. That's why I'm here.
Seedsmanship is what truly sets Channel Seed apart from other seed brands. It's our unmatched ability to provide you with the expert advice and customized service that helps you get the most yield out of your acres. It's the added value of year-round service combined with elite seed products that you only get from Channel Seed. At Channel, we know the importance of staying connected. As seed experts, we look to get the most out of your fields by putting ourselves in them throughout the season. That's seedsmanship at work.
I never really imagined that I would be a diesel technician. I started out in a whole different other field and then kind of worked my way and stumbled my way into it, and I enjoy every day of it.
The people that I work with are great. Even if you're having a bad day, you know, they find some way to try to make you laugh or smile to try to brighten your day up. It'll be a life-changing opportunity. So there's a lot of good things that this company has to offer.
Back here for Prep Huddle Live on StriveSports.com. You see Osceola and Giltner down there. Last check, Osceola in the white uniforms leading Giltner 18-12. This is quarterfinal action that you're seeing right now as part of our coverage here on Prep Huddle Live on StriveSports.com. And we are very excited right now to have the superintendent of schools from Exeter-Milligan, Paul Sheffield, to join us. And Paul, this is a fun week for a lot of different people, and it's got to be a lot of fun from your perspective as well.
Yeah, it is. Every school takes an opportunity to host an activity, and our activity to host at the auditorium is the basketball tournament, and it is a good time to come up. Have to say sometimes it gets you out of school during the day, so it's never that bad an opportunity to take an afternoon off and come up and watch some good basketball.
And we watched some good basketball in a really cool atmosphere. The auditorium has hosted this tournament since 1950. What does it mean for the conference to be able to come to one central location, or at least as close to central as we can get anymore, really, and be able to say we're all coming to one kind of a neutral site? There's not a lot of conferences that do that anymore. A lot of conferences are spreading around different things, but the CRC still comes to the neutral site at the auditorium here.
And that's one of the unique things about the Crossroads Conference is to come to the auditorium and play the basketball tournament. We are one of the few conferences where you come, but you know, you get a lot of people that come here that might have kids playing, but they may have played here back in the 50s, and they just come back to watch the games, and because it brings back that nostalgia. And you know, anybody could ever say Hoosiers always comes to mind when you play in a venue like this.
Don't give away, but we're going to do something really cool in about 5 years here. But we'll work on. We got 5 years to practice that. Not just basketball, but volleyball gets hosted here, of course,
yes,
in the fall. And financially, that's got to be big for the conference to be able to put a lot of people in a place like this.
It does provide an opportunity. The basketball tournament and the volleyball tournament, they do make the money. They do. But what that enables the Crossroads Conference to do is we have a speech tournament. We have play. We have quiz bowl. We have a whole bunch of other things that we don't have to charge for those. And the kids get the opportunity to participate in those, not only the athletics, but also the activities part. And another thing we started doing a couple of years ago is, you know, on Saturday before the varsity game started, we did our junior high championship. We have divisions in junior high, and that gives an opportunity for those younger kids to start out in junior high of what it's like to play at the auditorium, and gives them something to shoot for. Hey, I got to play here in junior high. I want to play here in high school, and I want to play on Friday night. So what can I do to get myself to that opportunity?
So the next thing is then when we're keeping track of all these points, we're going to have to find out who has scored the most points in the 6-year career to play in junior high, right? To play at the auditorium. Well, we'll work on that. Okay, now enough of this fun. Now enough of the serious stuff, the fun stuff. You have a very pink beard for a very good reason, though. Talk about that.
Our FCCLA chapter every year does a Pink Out fundraiser. We do it usually in January. Our FCCLA sponsor, Mary Lou Vossler, is a breast cancer survivor. So doing anything about breast cancer awareness is very near and dear to her. When I started Exeter-Milligan about 8 years ago, they did the fundraiser, but they only raised a couple $100. So I thought, what can we do to help infuse a little enthusiasm and get them involved in it? And so every year we've set a goal for them, and this year the goal is for them to raise $1,000. If they raise $1,000, we'd dye the beard pink. Back in November when I started growing the beard, let's just say the wife was not happy, and if she's listening right now, so she goes, "You're growing it out, aren't you?" And I said, "Yeah, I am." She goes, "Do you hate me that much?" And having been married for 28 years, you say, "Yes, I do." And
it's all part of the deal.
It is part of the deal. And what it is you just get the kids enthused about doing stuff, and it also gets the community involved. We had some, I know my checkbook was brought out a little bit, because that way if we dyed it pink, the week later we get to shave it off. And so there was an end product that she was looking for. But, the kid, they raised $1,003, and we did that all in one night. Got to thank BDS. We played the BDS basketball game on Friday. They helped support it too, because they knew if they could get me in a pink beard. It's CRC week, so you never know what's going to happen. I've had pink hair. I've had pink extensions. This year it was a pink beard, and, just planting a seed. And everybody out there listening, we could always get Coach Phillippe if we can only convince him to do something pink with his goatee or something like that.
We would fund cancer research for a long time with that.
We'd have to set the bar pretty high, but I'm sure I could find enough people to donate to where maybe we could set the bar at about 3,000 or 4,000 and try to get Coach Phillippe involved in it next year.
I think I'll speak for Taylor. I think Strive would even maybe donate to that, because that would be as long as we could stream when that happens. That would be a lot of fun. Hey, speaking of streaming, a huge thank you on behalf of Strive for allowing the CRC allowing us to come in. We're going to be here on Friday all day. We're kind of taking up a lot of space here on Wednesday night too. But we're going to come in on Friday and stream the third place and the championship games. And it's something that is obviously the CRC is pretty near and dear to us. And a big thank you to let us do that this year.
Well, we should also say thank you to you for Strive for being able to provide an opportunity for us to get our story out there. People in the area know about Crossroads Conference and the schools and stuff, but this gives us an opportunity. Our family itself has hosted foreign exchange students, and by using Strive and all that, it gives them an opportunity. We've got foreign exchange students in Germany. We have one that we've hosted in Amsterdam, just our family ourselves. It gives them a chance to see their friends again and to what it's like to be part of the home. So, this is going to be cool. It's going to be Friday night, the finals, and place is kind of wild when it gets packed. And usually the area that we're set up here, if you've ever been here to the tournament, this is where the little kids play.
Yep.
And, last night, might have been some of the EM kids, you never know, up here playing tag and stuff. But, they're 3, 4, 5 years old. They're here at the tournaments, running amok, but hey, they're here and having a good time.
That's okay, because 30 years from now, one of those little kids running around is going to write some article, and it's going to blow up on social media, just like Tony's. Tony's. That's on the other end of the line.
Yeah.
Paul, this has been a great week so far, and we wish nothing but the best for the CRC going forward.
Hey, and we thank you for coming, and come on out and watch some great basketball.
All right, Tony, I think we're into our final home stretch. Anything else to add for Paul, or anything else we've got going here?
No, I don't think so. I think, too, as Paul said, tomorrow will be just great basketball. As I was looking at, during your interview there, I was looking at these boys possible semifinal matchups. Kind of reminds me of the old days. BDS number 1 in Class D1 will play the winner of the game behind you right now. Osceola is 11-4. Giltner is 7-7. I was looking, the teams that Giltner has lost to have a combined record of 83-18. So that's pretty good. High Plains is the 3 seed. They're 13-1. They're second in Class D1. And then Cross County is 15-2 with their only losses to BDS and Twin River, and they were ranked in C2 for a while. And if you remember last year, Cross County was one of High Plains' losses in their state championship season. So that will be another fun one. Those two teams, 28-3 combined. So I'm jealous for those who are going to be there watching tomorrow night. It should be a fun night in York. I think semifinal night is almost as electric as the finals, just because of that anticipation of those great games. So it should be a fun night tomorrow as well.
And Tony, that game that it's halftime right now. Osceola and Giltner, 25-17. Osceola leading Giltner. So the winner of that one, like you said, getting BDS coming up tomorrow night. Coming up on for Strive Sports for the rest of the week, we'll kind of let you know our schedules get pretty hectic between Taylor and I. Tomorrow night we go to Grand Island at Northwest High School for the Central 10 Conference. They will be having, I believe tomorrow night it's the boys semifinal games. So 2 games at Grand Island Northwest, and we'll be streaming those on the Northwest Strive channel. I know one of the games is Aurora and Northwest, and I'll be honest, I don't have it in front of me what the other bottom half of the bracket is. Should be Seward beat York the other night.
Crete.
Seward and Crete. There we go. That's the bottom. Yeah, so the Crete,
Okay.
so Crete and Seward will be one game, and then Aurora and Northwest in the other game. So that's where we will be tomorrow night. So I'll be doing some play-by-play there. Then Friday night we'll come back here to York for championship night, when we'll have a live stream of the third place girls, third place boys, championship for the girls, championship for the boys. We might even pull Tony Chapman out of Grand Island for a night. Is that possible? Is that a thing, Tony?
That is actually confirmed.
All right.
I will be there
All
Friday
right.
night.
It would feel weird if you wouldn't be here, actually. And then if the excitement of Thursday and Friday isn't enough, Taylor and I are going to go back to Grand Island on Saturday for the conclusion of the Central 10 Conference Tournament at Northwest High School, and we're going to stream the third place and the championship games again on the Northwest Strive channel. So CRC will be on our Strive Sports channel and our Strive Sports page, and then the Central 10 will be over on the Northwest Strive channel. So lots of notes, lots of miles put on, and we'll say it now. And Tony, I think you had a good Medium post and or shared one of these Medium posts that it's good to have very good wives during weeks like these, and we are very, very appreciative of what our wives allow us to do. And Paul, you spoke to that just a little bit too.
Oh yeah.
So I guess with that, I think we can say we're good for the show here tonight. Again, a big thank you to Paul and the CRC for letting us come in and kind of taking over the top spot. We like it up here, though, Paul. We might have to come back.
It's nice being at the top, isn't it?
It is. It's very good. Thanks for watching us here on Prep Huddle Live on StriveSports.com.